our districts this year, my 4th year, was one of the speakers. I can't pronounce her last name. Her first name is Jennifer. That would be it. And she was a former model. And she spoke about how when she was young, she was too awkwardly proportioned to play sports, so her mom put her in modeling classes. And she progressed to Europe. And she was great in Europe, and then as anorexia and bulimia all took place and took hold of her, she started to go downhill, and none of the photographers wanted her because she wasn't perfect anymore. And so they just kicked her out. And eventually she felt so bad about herself that looking in the mirror would make her feel terrible. And eventually she started to break out really, really bad in her face, and it wouldn't go away, and they couldn't figure out why. And eventually a doctor told her to stop looking in a mirror, because what you see in a mirror is constantly changing. And for 48 days, I think, she didn't look in a mirror at all. And when someone finally told her that she looked amazing, she looked in the mirror and her face was completely clear. And she realized that anything you see in a mirror changes constantly, and it's never going to stay the same. And so that really touched me. It was great.
I'm Caitlin, and it was my first year at districts, and the thing that really impacted me was Saturday night rally. And I felt like I was touched by God. Hi, I'm Morgan, and it was my first year at districts, and the whole weekend just impacted me because, like, before I got there, I was like, oh great, I'm gonna be with all these people, and they all worship God. And I wasn't really like that before I went, and I don't know, I was kind of like disobeying my parents and not following any rules, and I was just a bad kid. And then when I got there, I just was like, wow, everyone's just openly praising God, not caring what anyone else thinks. I was like, I wish I could do that, because at school I'm a totally different person, and I hate that. And so, like, this weekend, just being at the rallies and being able to, like, lift up your hands and sing and praise God whenever you want or however you want, it was awesome. And over the weekend, I regained faith. I built a relationship with God, and now the past week at school, I've been a completely different person. My friends see it. It's just been awesome, and I'm glad I'm a different person. So I can't wait to come back.
And the first year, I think the most thing that touched me was Jennifer Stickline. She said that you can't call yourself ugly with God's crown on your head and a whole bunch of stuff. And